Awesome. All right. Now we're going to go on to some predictions. All right. This is what we're going to end the show with is who we have first rounds coming up. And pretty much all of the playoff matchups are set. The 4 or 5 matchups don't know who's going to be the home team yet in their series, but it's all in Orlando. So it just makes the difference of, I guess, the surrounding TVs, like the fans of the TVs or whatever that say their names.
Virtual.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
virtual fans. Um,
Well, they also do crowd noise too, so I guess like that might have a little bit of effect, but it's not real. Like it's just
yeah. So that besides that, and then obviously the unknown of who's going to play the Lakers in the 8th seed in the West. Uh, so we can make a prediction of who we think is going to the Lakers going to play, and then also who's going to win the series and in how many games is it going to last. So where do we want to start? We want to start in the East or we want to start in the West?
let's. I mean, we should start in the East just because it's the ESPN always starts in the East, whatever. So
All
we
right,
start in the East.
let's start in the East. Do you want to start with the 4-5 matchup or the 1-8 matchup?
Let's just go down the line. How you have it?
All right,
Good.
so the 1-8 matchup is the Bucks versus Magic. All right. Do you want to take the first one, or do you want me to?
Yeah,
Say my,
I mean, the Bucks are going to win 4-0. I don't. There's no way the Magic win a game.
I'm right there with you. Bucks
They're
and
a
4.
complete team. The Magic are not a complete team.
All right. How about the Raptors Nets? The 2 versus 7.
Yeah, okay. So the Nets are interesting to me because they can band together and like hit shots. So I'm gonna give them one game, but really I think it's gonna be 4-0. Raptors also because the Raptors are like a more fluid team.
Yeah.
Um,
The Raptors, I think, are maybe the second best all around team in the league right now, in my opinion. I like top down list of their entire roster. They're one of the most balanced teams, one of the best teams in this playoffs. Probably number 2, behind the Clippers in my mind. But they're an extremely balanced team. Yeah, I don't see the Nets taking a game from them at all. And I have Raptors in 4. So,
gotcha, gotcha.
what do you got for Celtics versus Sixers without Ben Simmons?
Yeah, that's a tough one too. I mean, uh, the Sixers, I think if Joel Embiid can hit his jump shot, like he can hit his three balls, because there's a lot of times where he goes like 0 for, or he goes 1 for 5 or 6 or whatever. I don't think the Sixers can win if he's not hitting outside shots because he's going to take 3 or 4 of them. But I did give the Sixers one game. The Celtics are obviously the better team. They have more depth. They have more length. They don't have a major injury per se. I don't know. It's a Celtics series. It depends on how hard they want to try to, how many games it's going to go.
I'm
But I'll give
actually
them this one
completely
game.
in agreement with you. I have Celtics in 5 as well. I do think the Sixers probably will steal one at home.
Oh, hey,
No.
you know what I just thought of? Is
What's that?
Taco Bell is Taco Bell doing the taco if they steal a home court game? Do you know about that?
I have no idea. I mean, I do remember something about that. Like, yeah, if you steal a
So
home,
yeah,
yeah,
so like if the Cavaliers are playing at Golden State and the Cavaliers win a game, everybody gets like a free Doritos Locos taco.
I have
Is
no
that true?
idea. I bet they still do because the whole point of that is promotion. They
Right.
don't care about giving a free taco away for a day. They just want the promotion. They want people to show
Oh,
up.
they care when I do it because I got to go to like 6 different locations to get 6 tacos. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but do you also buy a drink? Do you also buy
Nope.
some side or
Free
anything like
water.
that? Free water. Fair enough. All right, who do you have in the Heat versus Pacers? We don't know who's the home team yet, but who do you got in Heat versus Pacers?
First of all, I love this matchup. Like the beef between Jimmy Butler and T.J. Warren, I absolutely love it. And like Jimmy Butler's a dude. Like you saw him when he played OKC, and he like just barrel rolled into Chris Paul because Chris Paul was like annoying Duncan Robinson. Like that just shows who Jimmy Butler is. I love that. I have the Heat winning in 6, just because I don't think the Pacers have enough to overmatch what the Heat have on the court. So I'm gonna go Pacers or Heat in 6. Heat in 6.
I got Heat in 5. The Heat are
Okay.
already 3-0 versus the Pacers this season. I was also looking at it. The Heat are extremely balanced. I think they have like 7 guys averaging double-digit points right now. Like they're all over the place. The Pacers are pretty balanced as well. They have a lot of people averaging in the double digits, but they don't have Jimmy Butler. They don't have a Bam idea. Like Victor Oladipo is having an okay season this year, but I
Well,
think he's good.
the
TJ
two,
Warren,
yeah, I was gonna say the two to look at are T.J. Warren and Miles Turner
yeah.
for sure.
So I think that Jimmy Butler is going to win this pretty handily with the team in the Heat, especially when you're looking at their regular season matchups, how they're already handling them basically game in and game out. So
Yeah.
I think the Heat's the better team, and I think the Heat match up well against the Pacers. So I think this will also be a quick series. So I have all of the series ending pretty quick in the East.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But on to the West, and we have Lakers versus the unknown. Who do you have in that 8th spot, and how many games do you think the Lakers will play?
All right, so I broke it down a little bit differently. I put each scenario in there. So I said Lakers in 5 if it's against Portland. I'll give Portland 1 game because they're balling.
Okay.
But if it's against the Suns or the Grizzlies, they're going 4-0. Like they just don't have anything to compete with the Lakers as far as defensive prowess and offensive capabilities. I mean, Devin Booker's great and all, but like we said, against whoever he plays, they'll just lock him down with multiple defenders. They'll throw different bodies at him and things. He'll score his points, but nobody else is going to score. So Lakers in 5 at most.
I have it being Portland in the 8th seed, and I have Lakers in 6 with the threat of Portland pushing this to a game 7. The Portland Trailblazers are an extremely better team than what their record shows. Like, they have a whole new squad basically from what they have before. I've already talked about this last week, but Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum obviously lead this team. You have the 3 bigs with what's his name? Crap. Nurkic, Collins. Now I can't remember their name. Yeah, and then Hassan Whiteside. Yeah.
And Carmelo Anthony.
Well, and then Carmelo Anthony are, as I said last week, arguably one of the best scorers of all time. Like maybe top 10 scorer, top 5 maybe. I mean,
he's number 15 on the list, I think, right now.
15. Yeah. Well, as far as most points, but just as far as a pure weapon, this guy is up there that can compete offensively with just about anybody. And now you have him as just a spot up shooter. I mean, come on. I mean, he could probably, like, it's amazing that he's not shooting 70% from 3-point lane because he's got to be open so many times with Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum driving the lanes. So they're an extremely good team. I think they will give the Lakers some problems, especially because, I mean, I know the Lakers have Dwight Howard and who's their other big guy?
JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis.
And Anthony Davis, of course, power forward. I was thinking more of the centers, but I think that they have enough bigs to give them some problems inside, and I think that they obviously have the shooters to go inside-outside game. So I'm going to give the Lakers 6 because I do think that they are the better team, but this has a chance of going 7 in my opinion because of how good the Trailblazers are. But I do think the Lakers will pull this out. I think LeBron will not lose in the first round. But I do like the Trailblazers right now, and I like where Dame Lillard is specifically. So it'll be a tough matchup for him. We got Clippers versus Mavericks. Where you got for there?
I want to know what yours is first.
All right, mine first. I have Clippers in 5. I do like Luka to steal a game. I like Luka to steal a game there. I think Luka's fantastic. But the Clippers, in my mind, are the best all-around team. You added 2 premier stars to a 48-win team already. Like, they're going to have everybody back by the time the actual first round starts. Like, this team is ridiculously stacked right now. Kawhi Leonard will obviously play fantastic once the playoff starts. This is what he lives for. He doesn't give 2 craps about the regular season. He shows up for playoffs. And I think that this will be a relatively quick series in 5.
So I put 5 or 6, still going the Clippers' way. And it's because I think that this is going to be KP's year, Kristaps Porzingis, that is. I think it's going to be his year to show out in the playoffs. I don't remember, maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember the Knicks making the playoffs while he was on the team. And he definitely didn't have a player of the caliber that Luka Doncic is, with him averaging that triple-double and everything like that. I feel like he's going to show us something, and I have a weird feeling about it. Now, obviously, Clippers win the series. They win it, 4-1 or 4-2, doesn't really matter. But I think that the Mavericks could steal 1, maybe 2 games if they're really clicking.
Fair enough. So we're in the same ballpark. I don't see them taking 2 games at all. This Clippers team is just so good in my mind.
And there's probably a lot of people that agree with you. I'm just being optimistic.
There you go. Optimistic KP. All right, we have 2 more series left. We got Nuggets versus the Jazz.
Yeah. Denver's going 4-0.
You have Denver going 4-0.
Yeah, I don't see the Jazz. The Jazz are not chemistry-wise put together. They don't trust each other. I just don't see it.
I have the Nuggets in 6. I think this Mike Conley, you have Rudy Gobert, and then I can't think of their best player. Donovan Mitchell. God, it just went right out of my head of who that was. But no,
let me know if you need to think about somebody. I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Those 3, I think, will be good enough to at least win 1. I think they'll take 2. I think that not all of these series can end in 5 and 4. So I like that. I like the Jazz to take 2 games from the Nuggets, but I do think the Nuggets will take the series as a whole. Jokic obviously being the beast that he is, and
well, you got to think about Bol.
Mm-hmm.
He's an impact player when he comes off the bench, and Jamal Murray, all healthy. That's a scary team. I don't think the Jazz have enough firepower for those 3 people. And Bol doesn't really play that much. I mean,
yeah, he doesn't play much at all. Maybe 10, 15 minutes a game at most. Like, he doesn't play much at all.
I mean, he's coming off an injury, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's fine. I like the Nuggets too. I think the Nuggets are a very good team this year. And I do have them winning. But I think the Jazz have some firepower over there that could potentially take 2 games. So I got them in 6.
We'll see.
The last one, we have the Thunder versus the Rockets with potentially not having Russell Westbrook for any of the series. Who you got?
Okay, so if they don't have Westbrook, the Thunder win in 7.
Okay.
I'll go 4 because Chris Paul, if he hates you, if he doesn't respect you, he is on a different level, right? He's annoying. He makes shots. He's in your ear, and he makes you do things that are uncharacteristic. He's also a vocal leader for his team. He puts his teammates in the right spots. He keeps their spirits high. So whatever he does against your team, he does positively for his team. And that's the kind of person he is. And because of the way his relationship ended with the Rockets, I think he's going to go balls to the walls. Now, reverse all that. If Westbrook is back, the Rockets win in 6 because their small ball lineup, their pace of game, their experience in the playoffs, all that stuff, they're going to take over against the Thunder. So it just kind of depends on like what the situation is with Westbrook. But I can see this series going either way, 7 games or 6 games.
Yeah, so I think that Westbrook is at least going to miss a portion of the season no matter what. But I think no matter what, I think I have the Rockets in 7. I think James Harden wills this team over. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of what I see with the Thunder. I mean, they've had a great season. I think they've outperformed where they should be with their roster. And good for them. They played hard. They've been doing well. But no, I think that the Rockets take this series in 7, even without Westbrook going in. And that's where I'm at. I got Rockets in 7.
It really depends on also like if Westbrook plays or not. Is Steven Adams going to take over during the series? Because he's the only big man that's going to be on the court, right? Like, I guess Danilo Gallinari is like a big man, but Steven Adams is legitimately the only 7-footer that will be on the court for either team during these playoffs. So it just depends. I mean, however you want to slice it up. But yeah, I think it's going to be a long series.
There you go. Well, there's our predictions. And we pretty much had all the same No, you had, if there's no Westbrook, you had Thunder in 7. I had Houston in 7. So that was our one
which is weird.
Difference.
We didn't talk about this beforehand either.
No. We had a couple of differences in how many games some series were going to last. But for the most part, we're on the same page. I do think it's pretty easy this season. It would be cool to see some upsets, but I think for the most part, it's just the first round should lay out how it. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. The like button is on this side for mobile. If you have any of your own thoughts or questions, comment down below. We may just answer it next video. Thanks. See ya.